Hey guys, Sarah Strat Sniper here. What a week we had last week. We finally got a bit of the corrective activity that we were kind of needing and hoping for, and I think it kind of shocked a lot of people how strong it actually was. So, we have only one trading day left in May, which the market's closed on Monday. So the last trading day of May will be on Tuesday. And then Wednesday is going to be very interesting because we're going to get a new month, so new continuity. We are going to want to see when we open, are we going to open and go up and turn green, so have green continuity, or are we going to have red continuity? So that's kind of what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm not going to be too eager to jump into anything on Tuesday because, like I said, it's going to be the last day of the month. So let's get into these charts. So we've got the monthly, the weekly, the daily view as always. I wish I had been paying closer attention to the weekly, quite honestly, because we bounced right off the bottom of the broadening formation last week. I didn't exactly notice that till this week. The daily, so you had this little broadening formation right here. We made a lower low compared to the previous low, and then we had a slight higher high compared to these highs back here. So this was the daily broadening formation. We actually had a great 2 down, 2 up reversal, which, like I said, this is the part that I think caught everybody off guard. The trigger was right there, and I think most people expected to kind of take out 408 and then kind of fail there, but it just kept going. So next week's going to be interesting for sure. Just really gonna have to wait and see. We have a red year, a red quarter. The market turned the month green on Friday, so that just happened. So we just had a red to green continuity switch on Friday. QQQ. It came down and touched this 280 level, and there's a gap down at 276. I really wish it had filled that before reversing, but we don't always get what we want. QQQ is still red on the month. So we have a red year, quarter, and month. And just like SPY, you can see quite clearly your daily broadening formation right there. So are we going to expand the daily, or are we going to tick up a little bit and then fall back through? That's what we're going in to the week with, that kind of mentality. Just really keeping an eye on full time frame continuity. QQQ, the yearly level for a 2 up, 2 down reversal was right there at 297. We are back above it right now. But again, this could simply just be corrective activity before lower movement. Just, it's kind of what's on the menu. Corrective activity, except it was pretty strong. IWM, same thing. Let's see if, yep, that kind of tapped the bottom of the broadening formation as well. And there we go. Very strong close on Friday. Everything did, pretty much. VIX. I would say it looks like a potential outside month, but again, we only have one trading day left in the month, so that's not going to happen. Gold on the monthly, it pulled back ever since we had that reversal back there on the monthly at 176. It took out some of its targets, but not all. I would expect it. if we have a red week, I would expect to come down and take that pivot out. Gold is looking bearish. So that would be the short setup on the weekly. Short 173, target 168, 166. Energy still exploding. 2 weeks ago, you had the inside week to the upside. The 89 level is coming from back here in 2014. That shaded area you see on my chart is a fair value gap that I found on the monthly time frame. And that range is between 91 and 94. That's what that area is there. And then it's just basically gunning for all-time highs. That's what it's trying to do. Got that 100 psychological up there, and then all-time highs. Oh, this was fun. I remember we were at the top of the Browning formation, and then we had that nice inside bar reversal to the downside, and then we took out all these pivots, remember, from a few weeks ago? And then that's exactly where it reversed, stopped, turned around. So it took out that 69 level. And then you had that inside week and up last week. So that was a nice reversal back towards the top of the Browning formation. Cool to watch. That was a potential outside month. We had that marked for a while now. But again, only one trading day left on the month. So it's not going to become an outside month. It's going to probably finish as this green 2 down. And then in June, you can take the 2 down, 2 up monthly reversal to hit a new all-time high. Bitcoin, after hitting those 27,000 psychological targets, it is literally just hanging out right there. That's a huge zone of congestion, a huge area of price action, and it's just hanging out right there. I did see something I wanted to point out on the yearly chart, because again, I'm starting to play with these fair value gaps. And so we have this space of very aggressive price movement. So it's a solid candle between the top of this wick and the bottom of that wick. So that's how you get a fair value gap. And the low of that is 13,008. So, and we triggered the 2 down year on Bitcoin, which again hasn't happened in the lifetime of this chart, and that is in force anytime we're below 27,678. So full time frame continuity anytime you're under 27,678. Currently we are slightly above that. So the white line we'll know going forward is the 2-2 yearly reversal. All right, what else we got? XLK. Kind of same story as the market. XLK on the monthly took out that pivot low. You see that's where it's hanging around on the weekly. This monthly pivot low over here. So, and it stopped a little short of this pivot. So it stopped literally right in the center of those 2 pivots and decided to turn around. So going forward, we have to see if it wants to stay down, if we're going to get a reversal back down. Again, everything is, we're going to be focused on full time frame continuity going into the new month. XLV, healthcare. Didn't quite. Remember back here at this inside week, we were aiming for a new pivot low. Well, it got pretty close. You know, we took out all those pivots, but we stopped dead in the center between this pivot target and this pivot target before it decided to go 2 down hammer weak in reverse. So that's when we want to get rid of our old lines, or actually make new lines and new targets. Although I wouldn't have really wanted to take that, because I would have anticipated this was a small corrective activity before we came down and took it out. But the chart showed you did get a reversal here. So target 1, target 2. And it's just gonna, see how it goes next month. Oh, and it looks like we took out this daily. Oh, not quite. That's where it was headed, but ran out of time on Friday. XLY. This chart is very pretty to me, because if you look at the monthly, we took out all these pivots over there. And then do you see where we reversed? Took out that last nearby pivot. You had this cluster of 4 pivots before your other target, which was way down there. So that's right where it flipped and reversed and went outside week. So you could have played the 50% rule on that weekly, because we took out the lows by just a smidge. So the 50% rule would have been in force anytime you were above 144.60, which would have been Thursday and Friday, expecting an outside week. So that would have been the target. Cool to see, cool to practice, because once you practice it and you see it, then you can start doing it in real time. XLP, beautiful broadening formation. Last week, we came and we made a new low compared to this low. So that puts you at short-term exhaustion. Looks like we also took out that low. So you had that low that it took out, that low that it took out. So that's your exhaustion risk. You're at target exhaustion risk. And that's when you can begin to look for reversals. And you see on the monthly, let's make that bigger. See, on the monthly, we came and we took out the bottom of that 3, and that's what we always look to do, because that is a broadening formation. And what we know about broadening formations, we go and we test one side, then we come down and we test the other side. So this is a gorgeous chart. I really like this chart. Good study chart. Nice clear reversals. I love it. All right, what else? XLI. This month we took out the previous pivot low, so that did its job. We also took out that pivot, and then just like the rest of the market, started to reverse upside. XLB, I don't have a lot to say about this chart. It's basically also holding a channel formation. So we have higher lows and we have higher highs. So it's just, this is the range. I don't even trade this, but I'm just showing it to you guys. Okay, and that's it. Back to SPY. One thing I did want to note on SPY, we still are below the 50% rule for the year. So if we look at the year, so anytime we are below 421.91, the 50% rule is in force. We came within, I think it was like $15 of target. So our target was 364. And we hit a low of 380. So yeah, we came pretty close, but didn't quite make it. So that's why I'm thinking this is just weekly corrective activity before we continue down and come and take out that 364.82 to become an outside year. Now, I know they closed it super bullish, but if for some reason we open like halfway between last week's range and then we go 2 up, 2 down on the week, I definitely think that we could take out the 365 next week. It looks very possible to me if that is what happens. But we got to let them open, wait and see, and go from there. Trying to find my star. So yep, that's what we got. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Get out there, enjoy the weather. Have a good time.